Hi, I'm Dee, and what you're about to see is a video with the illustrious Les Brown, the stunning queen of pitch Forbes Riley, the ever amazing star maker Tony Kaufman, and the Laws of Life master Blanca. They filmed this video the night before an incredible mastermind where Les did some amazing, phenomenal transformations that were absolutely unbelievable, but that's what he does because designing people's destinies is in his DNA. If you missed it, don't worry, I have a special surprise for you, which is preferred private access to the replay of the mastermind. But before you watch the mastermind, I want you to watch the rest of this video, which was filmed the night before the mastermind, because there are some incredible nuggets in this video that you're not going to want to miss. In order to get access to the replay, whatever format you're watching this on, if you're watching this on Facebook or on YouTube, just click the link in the post. Or if you're watching this on Instagram, please go to my profile and click the link in my profile for access to the replay. I'm Dee Collins, the creator of GeniusLifeNetwork.com, and I'm helping people make the rest of their life the best of their life. Cheers, everybody.
Oh,
she popped herself up.
Did she just?
That was an interesting moment. Yes, I've ever hit that button. So I think we're streaming live on Facebook on her platform. I'm going to take over as the consummate host and say, hey, everybody, I'm going to sub for Miss Blanca Perper tonight. My name is Forbes Riley. What do we think? That's so funny. Technology, man, I got to tell you, when you're over the age of 12, it is kind of creepy. So, yeah, well, how you doing, Les?
Great. This is
I have no idea what just happened, but
hey, Blanca, welcome back to the party. Are we still live streaming?
we are live. This is Blanca, the founder of the Laws of Life platform. And you know what happened? The Laws of Life platform got electrocuted because of the presence of all these incredible people in the Zoom. And tonight we have the amazing, the extraordinary, the one and only Les Brown. How are you doing tonight, Les Brown?
Always a treat when great people meet. I'm blessed to be in the presence of greatness.
What am I, like cheesecake?
Oh, it is such an honor, Les, such an honor. And we're here with the queen of the pitch herself, Forbes Riley. What's
and the crowd goes wild.
Hey, I'll be your backup. Yeah.
Yes, we are like the backup dancers. Can we like do a little bit of bebop? You know.
You want me to put on some Sister Sledge? I can do that. I do that every day. We are family. And we've got the sponsor of one of the Laws of Life platform, a woman that has supported the Laws of Life, Tony Kaufman. How are you, Tony?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. I was telling Mr. Brown and Forbes, I get to knock one off my bucket list because you've been on it for about a year, Les.
Oh, great. I'm looking forward to our working together.
Likewise.
So exciting.
You know, so Les, we're going to start with you tonight. What are you up to? I mean, you are a consummate professional. I remember when I first heard that voice at a stadium and I walked in and I thought, you know, I didn't know that God could look like you, but that was the voice that I heard. And I'm going to tell you, and I'm going to kiss up and be a fangirl here, but there are mornings that I wake up and all I want to do is turn on a video of Les Brown going, you got to be hungry, to inspire and motivate my soul. And brother, you do that unlike anyone else.
Thank you so very much. And you asked the question what I'm up to. One of the things that I encourage people to do is to live your life the way that you want to leave your life. I remember when I was working on a job and somebody asked the question, if you had a year to live, what would you do differently? And I said, immediately quit my job. But if somebody asked me that question now, I would say I would do more Zooms, I would do more in-person presentations, I would increase the number of people whose lives that I'm called to touch. See, a job is what you get paid for. A calling is what you're made for. So my goal, here I am 77, looking at what am I going to do with the time that I have left? and that is to make a greater impact. Hearing my Father glorify, that ye bear much fruit. That's it, and that's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
Blanca, go for it.
Well, Les, I mean, I often ask myself that question as well. And so I guess, what do you see as your number one calling? Is it to be the speaker that you are? You're one of the number one speakers in the world. Is it to inspire? What do you see as your life purpose?
I see speaking has been it, and training speakers, something TD Jakes said that's governing how I'm operating. And he said, there is no success without successors. One of the people that I trained, Dr. Shirley Davis, she just won Toastmasters Golden Gavel Award. Over 300 members in Toastmasters. I won that award in 1992. That's a very elite group. And so to have someone that you've trained that has won that award and making a greater impact. If you're a good coach, the people that you train, they're going to be better than you. They're going to take it to the next level. They're going to bring what they have plus what you give them, like the guy who trained me, Mike Williams, who wrote the book, The Road to Your Best Stuff. I went far beyond Mike, but I learned from him. It was the foundation of my beginning to realize that I had a voice that could make a difference in people's lives.
You know, I never heard you talk about who your mentor was. That's fascinating. What did he unlock for you?
Mike Williams, I was working at a radio station, WVKO. I was the program director. And he said, Brownie, he said, you know, the people that you influenced to come out to the Jamaica Club and when you're emceeing concerts and how you move people and they listen to you, and many come just to see you as the master of ceremony, and how you have so much fun with them, and how you motivate and inspire people to register to vote and get out to vote. He said, you have the ability to have a national platform to encourage people to pursue their dreams and take them to a place in themselves that they can't go by themselves. And he told me that because I followed him around. I admired him as a speaker, and I asked him, can you teach me to do what you do? He said, yes, and you're going to be better than me because this is what you love. I do it because I enjoy making money. You want to do it because you want to make a difference. You want your life to count. And one of the things I want to add here, speaking has changed dramatically. We have speakers who they speak to sell a lifestyle, airplanes and mansions. I speak to remind people, you have something special. You have greatness in you. You have a story, things that you've gone through, and the story that somebody is waiting on. And so this place where we are right now, my goal is to train people how to distract, dispute, and inspire. How you live your life is a result of the story you believe about yourself. So I teach speakers how to create an experience with their story to transform an audience and begin to help them to become a voice of inspiration, hope, and help people to begin to realize greater is he that's in them than he that's in the world.
Oh, I love that.
Tony, ask a question. Step up and live your fantasy.
Oh my goodness. You know, I'm in Houston, so I'm a big fan of Mr. J, Reverend Jakes, and a lot of folks here. But thank you, Blanca. There you go. But I have to say, I've been keeping up with you. I'm friends with James Dentley, who I absolutely adore, and and I know you guys are knights now, so excuse me. I have to say, as a little Hispanic kid from the Rio Grande Valley, it's absolutely my pleasure not only to be here with Forbes and Blanca, but absolutely my pleasure to be here with one of the greatest speakers of all time, Les. Thank you.
Oh, that is so kind of you. Thank you.
So, you know, you talked about our story. I can remember after a speech that you and I gave, I was your opening act. And later that night you called me and you downloaded all of the things, one of your pencil stories, things that I don't think I could write fast enough. So we all have stories inside of us. Obviously you teach. And tomorrow night, guys, what I want to invite all of you to, tomorrow night's a very special mastermind. I have a very large community of people, and we've touched some very, very unique souls. And I'm doing a live event. I never do the live event streaming because I don't like it. I like this immersive concept. But two of my students can't ever travel. One of them had a liver transplant, the other's a quadriplegic. And I said, let's open this up. Let's use this technology for what it was designed for. Get Les on the phone and tell him what I'm doing. He's like, I want to coach them. They both have powerful stories and they can change the world with their stories. And I'm excited for you guys. The link, Blanca's got it. It's free for anybody who wants to show up tomorrow night. I think not only for them, but everyone witnessing it, it will be a once in a lifetime, life transforming moment. And I am like just bowing down to you. Number one, the speed with what you said, I'm showing up. And there is something about, like you said, I do this because I love it. Yeah. So for those of us sitting on the sidelines, we've got a story. Les, where do we go with that if we believe that we should be speaking out to the world?
I think that you should follow your heart. Speakers speak. I started out speaking to kids in kindergarten because I knew they didn't know enough to know whether or not I knew what I was talking about. I've spoken at prisons, juvenile detention centers. I speak everywhere. It's a calling. See, most people focus on a job. A job is what you get paid for. A calling is what you're made for. Our calling is something that you love so much that you do it for nothing, but you do it so well that people will pay you to do it. I do a lot of volunteer speaking because that's the calling on my life. And I encourage people who have an urge to want to make a difference, to push humanity forward and want to begin to monetize and begin to use their knowledge, their skills and experiences to create a new chapter in their lives. We've gone from brick and mortar to click and order. And so now the opportunity to make an impact on others, as well as to create an income for yourself, the possibilities are unlimited in that space.
Can anybody be a speaker?
Yes.
That's interesting. Now, Tony, you know that you run a speaking bureau. Agency.
Yeah. And mine is very different from most, though, because I don't force people to come in as an emerging speaker. I take care of our emerging babies. So as emerging babies, I let them come in and they can be members of the Bureau without having to prove to me that they're already making $5K a month, getting speaking gigs. And we're at such an incredible time in our history because the live events are opening back up in 2023. So after a 2-year hiatus, now they got to get pretty, they got to get ready, and they got to deliver their message with gold.
Les, how did you fare? Because you are such an out there public person. And by the way, things that you don't know, there's one speech that you did in LA, and I have it recorded on my cell phone. I was talking about hungry. I'm just like, I've never heard anyone do what you do. Like the pearls were dropping everywhere. And I remember I've done this many times. I've videotaped you. How did you fare when you were locked down?
Very well, because remember, as I said, we've gone from brick and mortar to click and order. Now I'm teaching people how to do a Zoom call and be able to create an experience and allow people to begin to feel connected, even though they're geographically separated. And this is a very important place where we are right now. It's disruptive. However, disruptions bring about transformation. I believe strongly with everything in me that we were born and preserved for such a time as this. And that on the other side of this, we're going to be stronger. Viktor Frankl in Man's Search for Meaning, he said in life, you're either in a problem or you just left one or you're headed toward one. My favorite book says, think it not strange that you're faced the fiery furnaces of this world. You will, not you might. You will have some tribulations. Stuff happens in life. And what most of us must do is begin to encourage people to know it doesn't matter what happens to you. What matters most is what happens in you and how you deal with it.
That is good. So let me ask you this. What is the most difficult adversity you have ever faced?
Ooh, how long do you have?
I know that's a fast and easy one. Watching my mother take her last breath. My anchor. I always say all that I am and all that I ever hope to be, I owe to my mother. I'm going to ask a favor of you Forbes, I'm going to give you a video of my connecting with my birth family. And I say now that my birth mother, that here I am 77, I just saw a picture of her and discovered my birth family, that I have two mothers and I'm not ashamed. I have two mothers and I love them just the same. One gave me life and the other one taught me how to live life. Abraham Lincoln said, all that I am and all that I ever hope to be, I owe to my mother. And now I know why I am and who I am. And I just got to, Ken helps it. Both of them made an impact on the people that they were around. One was a cafeteria worker and adopted 7 children, and I was among them. She never had any children herself. The other one was a motivational speaker in Gainesville, Georgia, and my grandmother was a motivational speaker. They both had a relationship with Eleanor Roosevelt and Mary McLeod Bethune. And so to find out that that which is in me, I learned how to put effort and time to develop it. I have 2 brothers I discovered. They didn't do the same thing. I believe and I say, you have greatness in you. I believe that if you put in the effort and the time to work and develop it, if you're willing to do the work, nothing works unless you work. If you're willing to learn, if you're not willing to learn, no one can help you. But if you're willing to learn, no one can stop you.
You know, the world is a challenging place at the moment. What glimmer of hope from your time on this planet can you offer to people who are a little bit lost, just outside of speaking, but just in general?
In life, and I live by this, and I believe this, when I was going through a tough time when my mother died, you will always be faced with a God-ordained opportunity, brilliantly disguised as problems and challenges. Life is lived going forward, but we learn going backwards. I'm going to share something with you that I've never shared on stage. I went back to Miami about 3 weeks ago, and I was reminded how I got into speaking. I had a youth program in Miami that was very popular. And a lady named Georgia Ayers had a program in Coconut Grove, and she was envious and jealous of my program. And she had a relationship who was with the state attorney general, and her name was Janet Reno. And so Janet Reno conducted an 11-month investigation of my program. I don't smoke, I don't drink, I've never been in jail. I teach that you have to hold yourself to a higher standard. I went down, nobody's ever done this anywhere in the country, to the state attorney general's office every day with a sign around my neck in the building on the 6th floor for 11 months saying, if you've got something against me, prosecute me to the full extent of the law. If not, get off my back. I saw Janet Reno before she passed, and she apologized to me. I saw her in the airport in Atlanta, and she was waiting on a friend, and the friend was late, and she had Parkinson's disease. And I said, I'm going to stand with you. She said, no, you go, I'll be all right. I said, no, I'm going to stand here with you. And then she said, I'm so sorry what I did to you. I said, don't be. I said, you meant it for evil. God meant it for good. Remember, I went before the Miami City Commission, and they all voted to renew my contract of $100,000. And I said, no, thank you. I'm going to use the things that I was teaching the children and give myself 3 years to earn $1 million, and I'll come back and fund my own youth program. I made $1 million faster than that. And it was so good, I just kept going. People say money won't make you happy, but everyone ought to find out for themselves.
Let's all try.
Yeah. But had I not done that, I said, Janet, had you not done that, I'd have probably still be in Miami. I left Miami at that time after I left the Miami City Commission. and went on the road to become a speaker, to make a difference in other people's lives and raise money that I can use my own money to train you. And now I'm back in Miami. Everett had a play called The Zeus Story, and there's a line in it that says, sometimes you have to go a long distance out of the way to come back a short distance correctly.
That's so true.
I love it.
I feel like I'm in a master class of life right now. Oh my goodness. All right. So I don't want to keep too long. It's late tomorrow night, guys. Just to make sure that you know, it is a mastermind. I've opened the doors completely for free. My dear friend, my brother from another mother. I'm not sure which one of those mothers.
Yes.
Well, let me tell you something. There is a simpatico. You know, I tell the story that when I said to the universe, I want to be a speaker, I looked around and I said, I've got nothing to talk about, which is kind of ironic. And but out of the universe, I'm a big fan of the law of attraction, you guys. And that's what this tonight is about. That's what my life is, what we're all about. But I take it so seriously, I call it Forbesing it. What have you Forbesed lately? I Forbes this man into my life. Christopher Howard literally finds me through the internet and says, if you're in LA, come to a dinner. I go to this little private coffee shop somewhere in Mar Vista, Playa del Vista, and there's two people in the entire place. One of them is Chris, the other is Les Brown. I'm like, no. And I think what I did was I said, hey, you want to spin, Jim? And I made him spin.
You did not.
I did.
That's Chris.
Yes, he did. Believe me, yes, he did.
No, you did not, Forbes. No, you did not.
I am relentless. I just come out with it. I didn't really know who he was, but I liked him a lot. And we became buds. And then when I found, luckily I didn't know. You know how you sometimes get tongue-tied with the celebrity? I just thought he was a really sweet man with the cutest laugh I'd ever seen. Turns out he's somebody. You know, and I've been blessed because I've watched him grow. He has fueled and inspired me. Hey, you know, Les, I've never asked you this question. Why do you think there's not more super famous, I got all you guys up here, super famous female motivational speakers?
Because it's been an old boys network. I trained more female speakers than anybody on the planet. And like I said, with Dr. Shirley Davis, who won the Golden Gavel Award. And I believe that now, more than ever, it's your time. Women, I believe, are the missing link, the missing voices. I learned how to speak and to tell stories from my mother, my adopted mother, who only had a third grade education. But she was a great storyteller. While my brothers and sisters were outside playing, I said, Mama, tell me a story. And she told me these fascinating stories about her childhood. And like I said earlier, we live our lives going forward, but we learn looking back. I had no idea that listening to her and how she created an experience, what allowed me to have an opening to stand out in this industry. The majority of speakers were giving information from Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. Information only impacts 2 areas of the brain. I give a story about my mother and how I wanted to buy her a home and I wanted to become a disc jockey to earn the money to do that. When you give a story from your heart, a story that's emotional, that touches 5 areas of the brain. Now you can expand their vision of themselves and create an experience. Oliver Wendell Holmes said that once a man or woman's mind has been expanded with an idea, concept, or experience, it can never be satisfied to going back to where it was. Tomorrow, when I work with the 2 people that you have there and people watch it, some things are taught, some things are caught. They're going to see some things tomorrow that will change their life.
I feel so unbelievably blessed. Blanca, I want you and Tony to each say one more thing before we wrap it up for tonight. Blanca, go first.
So would you say it was your mother that was the biggest influence that made you want to be the speaker that you are because she was such a great storyteller?
No, I wanted to find a way to earn money to take care of her. I was a state legislator in Columbus, Ohio, and I got a call from my sister who said, Leslie, Mama has breast cancer. I said, I'll be right there. And she said, oh, you don't have to. You know, you just got reelected to the Ohio legislature. You're the chairman of the Human Resource Committee and Education Committee. I said, listen to me. I promise, Mama, if anything ever happened to you and you need me, I'll be there. I'll never forget when I rung the doorbell. I flew out of Columbus, Ohio the next day. I was the chairman of the Human Resource Committee in Columbus, Ohio, in the Ohio legislature. A friend of hers named Mildred was there. And Mildred came to the door and she said, Mamie, you won't believe this. Leslie's here. And I heard my mother say, I knew he would come. I knew he would come. And they had packed her things to take her to a nursing home, saying, oh, there are nice nursing homes in Dade County. Well, she's not going there. I will take care of her. And I did until she took her last breath.
I think that you are the son that we all want. Hey, if somebody wants to come and say hello to you, come over here. Come sit.
Oh, it's
Say hello to Miss
Josh in the house.
Hello, Mr. Handsome. How are you?
Oh, she's taking good care of me, so I'm happy.
Oh, that's a wonderful thing.
So the big news for him after his horrible car accident, motorcycle accident, and getting back on stage, he just won 2 national championships.
So awesome, Josh.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Wow. That's huge.
Yes, indeed. Yeah. Well, you know, everything I believe that we experience, that you have been preserved for this time, that this is a place now for you to share with people. It doesn't matter what happens to you. What matters most, what you do with it. And so now it's time for a new chapter, for you to begin to teach people that their past or the things that they've experienced does not define them. And your life is an example of that.
Well, thank you for those words. I'll keep it locked in my mind, and thank you.
You know, there's something interesting about the 2 men on this stage. They both are very, very close to their moms. And I think there's something about that in terms of men that I find very precious. I love you.
Well, they say that a man that's good to his mom makes the best husband.
That's very true. Yes.
Hey, Tony, say one more thing, Lex, before we let it go for tonight.
Well, I've been blessed with 3 sons. One is a transgender son, and I love him dearly, and 1 daughter. And I've got 11 grandkids, Les, so we've got a legacy. You're old enough to be my big brother by just a little bit. But I do want to thank you so much, and the future is ours. My dad always used to say, you got to make this world better than how you found it. That's what we're here for.
Yes, that he was absolutely right. I'd like to leave this with all of you. You're a masterpiece because you're a piece of the master. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Bye for now.
Tomorrow night, you guys.
We're gonna see
you
tomorrow.
Mañana.
Make my love. All right. I love you, my friends. I will see you tomorrow night. Bye, everybody.
It's an honor, Les Brown. We love
Thank
you.
you.
Honor, sir.
It's an honor, Forbes Riley and Tony Kaufman. Love you all. Everybody, tomorrow night, 8 o'clock, I'll be posting